Imagine sleeping in a dead man's bed and feeling him come back at midnight.
In 2015, I moved to Bamboo Saint Anne to live with this man I met over the phone. He was in his 40s and I was 22. After some time of living with him, I realized he was a very mean man and he never liked giving me money. He was a taxi driver and he would also stay out late at nights just to gamble his soul away. I talked to him about it, however, he never listened, he just did his thing. Eventually, I started working at a bar, and while I was working at the bar, I met another man. His skin looked burnt and had pink patches all over. His palms was stripped and raw looking. I didn't like him like that, but he was nice to me and would buy me lunch. And as a 22 years old girl, trying to figure her life out, sometimes you take help where you can get it. At some point, I ended up leaving that work and broke up with the guy I was living with because I wanted a better life, and I was going to seek it wherever I could. So when I left my boyfriend, I had nowhere to go. I packed my good clothes and left the rest. I met up with the burn skin guy 'cause I needed somewhere to stay. I met up with him in Brownstown, St. Anne because that's where he lived. We chilled there for a couple hours. Then I went home with him. When I entered his house, the first room I walked into was beautiful. It was very neat and spacious. The house had another room which was his and a living room. I asked him, "Why don't you sleep in the first room?" He said it was his father's room, but his father had died. I said, "Well, I'm sleepy in here tonight." He told me he wanted me to sleep with him in his room, but I told him I wanted to sleep in the front room because it was nicer. He said, "Okay, do what I please, but he won't be sleeping in there with me." I asked him, "Why not? How can someone have a place as nice as this and don't want to sleep in it?" He kept saying there is no reason, he just doesn't want to. After debating on where we would sleep, we went and sat in the living room. He started telling me how much he likes me, how he had no girlfriend, how I could check his phone if I wanted to. I told him no, I didn't care to. But when he went into the kitchen to make food, he left his phone on the table. So I checked it. I saw messages from another girl. When he came back, I said, "But you told me you didn't have a girlfriend." He flipped it on me, saying why I searched it. When I said I didn't want to, mind games, but honestly I didn't care. I didn't like him anyway, I just wanted somewhere to rest my head and stay for a bit, while I figure out my next move to finding better. After that I ate the food he made for me. We started talking. It was about 7 p.m. in the night, and he told me if I wanted he could chill and lie with me in the room, but he won't stay with me the whole night there. I told him okay. After chilling and talking I felt sleepy, so I lay down and so did he. He stayed beside me for a while, but eventually he went to his room. That night, around midnight, I felt a heavy presence along with unbearable heat pressing down on me. It was so strong I could hardly breathe. I jumped up and ran straight to his room. He cursed at me, saying, "You fool, you! I told you not to sleep in that room." I asked him, "Is that your father?" He didn't answer. And that's when I remember something. Growing up in Jamaica, I heard stories that when a man dies, if he used to stay out late at nights, his spirit would still do the same after death. And that's what I think is happening to his father. His father's Duppy came home at midnight, not realizing he was dead. The next morning, I packed my bag and I left. I didn't care about how much he likes me or beg me to stay. I'm getting the hell out of here. Not one more night will I spend in that house, and even though he kept calling and texting me, telling me to come back, I was long gone, baby. And so my journey continues in finding a better life. Once a Duppy find you in dem bed, you can't sleep comfortable again.